Hi there, and thanks for joining me for my first online yoga class. My name is Emily Lovelace. This class is designed for yoga students of all levels. The props that have been mentioned are a blanket and a strap, but you can absolutely do this class without any props at all. If you have blocks, you may want to have them handy for when we go in and out of lunges and for triangle pose. You have the opportunity always to listen to your own body and take any movements that you may feel are necessary. An additional benefit of watching a class online as opposed to attending one in real life is that you can always pause and take as much time as you need with any part of the sequence. You can also skip through parts of the sequence if they don't fit what your practice needs today. This class has a mixture of seated and standing postures, and at the end, we spend a good amount of time going through a brief yoga nidra during Shavasana. I haven't included any music so that you can choose the music that you'd like for your own practice. If you'd like suggestions, I have several 1-hour playlists on my Spotify account. You can always find those or use any yoga playlists that you need. I hope that you enjoy this class. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and I look forward to teaching you more in the future. Begin by taking an easy seat, grounding into the sit bones, breathing into the belly, up into the chest, and gently stacking one vertebrae over the other, from the seat all the way up the back to the crown of the head. Take a deep breath into the belly, up into the chest, out of the chest and out of the belly. Take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, start to bring your chin toward your chest, keeping the back straight. On your inhale, start to bring the chin toward the ceiling, opening the throat, releasing the shoulders from the ears. Bring the left ear to the left shoulder. Take a deep breath here. Gently start to bring the chin back to the chest. Inhale, and on your exhale, start to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Keeping the breath in all four corners of the lungs, bring the chin back to the ceiling, and then bring the head back to neutral. Take a deep inhale here, lifting both arms overhead, palms together, bring them down to heart center. We'll take one more deep breath here, arms come up, and on your exhale, bring your right hand down, the left hand comes over the body. Inhale, stretching through the fingertips, and on your exhale, come all the way through center, switching sides. Again, finding the stretch from the fingertips all the way down the arm to the hip. A deep inhale, a deep exhale. Come back to center, both arms rise. Exhale, fold at the hips. Breathe into the back here. You have the option of moving the head forward and back to start to loosen up the spine. Inhale and walk the hands over to the left, the chest coming over the left thigh. Continuing to breathe, we'll inhale and exhale, walk through center to the right side. Take a deep breath into the back, and on your exhale, start to move back to center. Deepen into the fold. And on your inhale, start to walk back up to an easy sit. We'll move back through those side stretches, switching the cross. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, the left hand comes down and the right hand comes over. Opening the chest. Inhale through center. The right hand comes down, the left hand comes over. Inhale here, exhale back to center, coming back to that easy sit. And we'll start to move into a seated cat-cow. Inhaling, the head rises and the back arches. Exhaling, the back rounds and the chin comes to the chest. Moving at your own pace, listening to your body if you feel like you need to wiggle one way or another way. Maintaining an even breath. And we'll come to tabletop. If you're using a blanket, go ahead and unfold it a few times. You want a little bit of a cushion, but not so much that you don't have stability. Stopping to take a drink if you need to. We'll come to our hands and our knees, placing the palms directly under the shoulders, the knees under each hip. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the gaze for cow. On the exhale, untuck the toes, rounding the back for cat. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. And taking time here just to move with your own breath. Next, we'll tuck the toes and we'll bring the knees off the ground as a hover. Inhale, exhale, stepping back to down dog, pedaling out the feet, taking any movements you might need here just to get comfortable with our first down dog. Pressing into all four corners of the palms and the knuckles of the hands. We'll take a deep inhale. And on our exhale, moving forward to plank. We want the hands directly under the shoulders, the back is straight, and the legs are active. Inhale back to down dog. Exhale fully. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up for three-legged dog. You always have the option to lift the left heel if that calf stretches too much. And start to open up the right leg, bringing the gaze under the right arm. Inhale, coming back to center, and bring the right leg down. Exhale, inhale, the left leg rises, and we open that left hip up. Inhale, back to center, coming back down to down dog. Inhale here in down dog. Exhale forward to plank. You have the option here to skip the vinyasa or to take it. If you take it, inhale and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. You are always welcome to come straight into down dog. Inhale, we'll lift that right leg again. Exhale, step it forward to high lunge. Get your bearings here and make sure that your right ankle is right under that right knee. Inhaling here, straightening the back, taking the time to activate that back leg, just to wake up that thigh muscle. And then when you're ready, we'll drop the left knee to the blanket or to the mat and start to move into a low lunge. Inhaling, the arms rise when ready into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Start to bring the belly away from the leg, lifting through the heart, lifting through the fingertips, letting the lower back arch slightly. Really looking for sensation in the front of the left leg here. Exhale, bringing the hands back to the mat. We'll inhale, and then on another exhale, keeping the toes on the mat, start to bring the hips back toward the heel. So we're stretching through the calf, stretching through the back of the right leg, and then gently start to bring those right toes up, getting a little bit deeper into the calf and the hamstring of the right leg. Inhale back into that low lunge. Tuck the back toes, lifting that leg up. Start to prepare yourself to come into high lunge, making sure that when you bring those arms up on an inhale, you can stay balanced. It's okay if you wobble a little bit. It's a bit of a difficult transition. But once you get in there, really try to find that strength, lifting through the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, move to warrior two. We want the front ankle in the center of the back foot. Inhale, exhale, coming to reverse warrior. The right arm comes over. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, coming forward into extended side angle. The right elbow on the thigh, the left hand stretching over. You have the option here to bring that right hand all the way down to the mat, but if you make that choice, try to keep the left side body as open as possible. When you're ready, inhale back to warrior two, start to straighten that right leg, and move forward into triangle. You can use the back of the right hand either to press into the right shin or even just on top of the shin. Extend that left hand all the way to the ceiling. Inhale back to standing and exhale straight into reverse triangle. The right hand comes over, stretching the full of the right side body. Inhale back to center. Moving through to warrior two. Windmill the hands back down to frame the right foot. Inhale here. Drop that left knee again, and we'll come back into that runner's lunge, bringing the hips back to the heel. The right toes kick up just to stretch the back of that thigh now that it's a bit more warmed up. Inhaling here, exhaling. And when you're ready, coming back into that high lunge position and step it forward for forward fold. We'll inhale to half lift. Exhale, starting to fold forward, bending the knees deeply. Let the chest hang over the thighs, giving yourself plenty of space for the back to round over and the head to hang heavy. And take a minute to play here, maybe wiggling it out, inhaling into half lift and exhaling to deepen into forward fold. Maybe moving one leg straight while the other stays bent and switching sides. Inhale here. And on your exhale, deepen into that forward fold any amount. We'll inhale to our half lift, keeping the back straight. Take a single breath here. Exhale, and on your next inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhaling, bring the palms back to heart center. We'll take a moment just to ground into the feet and let the back neutralize. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You have the option again here to take your vinyasa or skip it. We'll meet in down dog. If you're taking the vinyasa, exhale into chaturanga, inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. Coming back to down dog, inhale, the left leg rises. Exhale, step the left foot forward between the hands, coming into high lunge here, making sure that the ankle is directly under the knee, activating that right thigh this time. Inhale, and on your exhale, drop that right knee. We'll start to move into our low lunge. We're looking for sensation this time in the front of the right thigh. When you're ready and you feel stable, activating the abs, inhale, both arms rise overhead for low lunge and Anjaneyasana on this side. Take a deep inhale as you pull the abs away from the thigh, reaching through both sides of the fingertips, both sides of the rib cage. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring those hands back down to the mat. Activate that right thigh this time, coming back into high lunge. We'll inhale, and when you feel stable and ready, inhale both hands up for high lunge. Lifting through the heart. Inhale and exhale to warrior two. The left foot is forward, the right foot is back. Inhale here, and on your exhale, start to reverse your warrior. The left arm comes over the body. Our legs are stable and active. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Either bringing that left elbow to the top of the left thigh, or if you have the flexibility, you can bring the left hand down to the mat, keeping that right side open as much as possible. Inhale back to warrior two, straighten the left leg. Exhale, moving into your triangle. The right fingers reach to the ceiling. The chest is open. The bottom rib cage moves forward. Inhale through center to reverse your triangle. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale here. And on your next inhale, come back to warrior two. Take a moment here, and on your exhale, bring the hands back to the mat, framing the left foot, and step it forward, finding that forward fold one more time. Inhaling to half lift, exhaling to deepen. And feel free here to bend your knees if you need to. Maybe grabbing the toes makes it a little easier for you. If you have the flexibility, you can also pick one foot up and tuck the palm under the foot. And the palms are touching the soles of the feet here. If that's not accessible or you don't know what I mean, it's okay. Just folding here is quite enough. When you're ready, inhale to half lift. Exhale. Inhale the arms all the way up. And exhale the palms to heart center. Take a deep inhale here, coming to Tadasana or mountain pose, letting the spine neutralize once again. We'll inhale the arms up overhead, exhale fold. Plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. Inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. You always have the option to skip your vinyasa and just come to down dog. Take some time to wiggle out here in down dog. And then we'll inhale, exhale our knees back to the mat. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. And we'll move back to a child's pose. The knees are together here, letting the back round completely. Take a deep breath here into the back body. And on your inhale, start to walk up to a seat, coming to heroes for just a moment. And we'll tuck the toes under the body now, letting the hips come back to the heels to stretch out the bottoms of the feet. And bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And we'll revisit an even breath. Breathing into the belly, up into the chest, out of the chest and out of the belly. Take one more breath. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, coming back into tabletop for just a moment and move into a seat. We'll make our way to Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose. Grounding into the sit bones, the soles of the feet come together and the knees open wide. Take time here to make sure that you're grounding into both sit bones evenly and stacking the vertebrae one over the other, all the way to the crown of the head. You can bring your hands here to the front of your shins or bind the fingers together around the toes. Inhale, the spine lifts. Exhale, folding at the hips. You can use your elbows on the front of your legs to give your spine a little bit more traction, or you can just stay here passively. Wherever you are, take a deep breath into your belly, up into your chest, out of your chest and out of your belly. And we'll inhale, coming back to neutral. Bring the hands under each knee and use your hands to push your legs straight. And we'll work to make our legs active. So what that means is if you reach down and you feel your kneecaps, if your legs are soft, your kneecaps will sort of wiggle around. But if you tighten your thighs, then your kneecaps will tighten down onto your legs as well. And then what we'll also do is spread open the bottoms of the feet and the toes, sort of like you do with your hands when you're trying to catch a ball. We'll ground into those sit bones and inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, folding forward at the hips. If you feel that you have some tightness or pain in your low back, come out of the stretch a little. You can also use a strap here to help get your chest closer to your thighs. The goal here is less to get your nose to your knee and more to fold with a strong straight back, getting as much into the backs of the legs as you can. Meet yourself where you are today. Maybe yesterday you could fold really deeply and today it's not really happening. That's okay. Our muscles change all of the time and we can't expect them to perform the same every single time because we're not machines. We have to give ourselves grace and the ability to maybe stretch a little less here and there. We'll come into a seated twist. Bring the left foot over the right leg, keeping that right leg active. We'll bring the left arm behind the back. Bring the spine nice and tall. Inhale, the right arm lifts. Exhale, hook that right elbow to the outside of the left knee and start to twist. Inhale, the spine lifts. Exhale, we deepen into that twist, using that back arm to help support our spines here. Inhale, coming out, bringing both arms up. Exhale, reverse that twist. The left elbow comes to the outside of the knee. And then we'll come back to center, and we'll come back to Dandasana. The legs are straight. We're grounding into the sit bones. Picking up that right leg, crossing it over the left this time. The left foot is active. This time the right hand will come behind the back, supporting our spines. The left hand will come up. Inhale. Exhale, hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Exhale to twist. Using your inhales to lengthen and your exhales to deepen. We'll inhale, moving to reverse that twist. And then come back. And you have the choice here, if you're using a blanket, to actually just go ahead and open it all the way up on your mat. Sometimes we use blankets for comfort, sometimes for warmth, sometimes because we just like to be cozy. And we'll come like we're coming to boat. Our feet are hips distance apart, our knees are bent. We'll inhale our back straight. Exhale, come back to a 45-degree angle, bringing the hands to heart center. Keeping the hands heart center, start to dip one elbow to the side, coming back to center, dip the other. Take as many here as you'd like. And then we'll inhale and we'll come all the way down to the mat. Let the spine neutralize with gravity here for just a moment. And then bring the knees into the chest, picking the head up, and rock gently side to side, rounding the back. And come back so that the back is flat on the ground. And start to bring that right knee into the shoulder for almost a half happy baby. The left leg is still bent, the left foot on the ground. And you might start to play with straightening that right leg. You might not. Whatever feels comfortable here. If you start to straighten that leg, then you can grab right around the calf with both hands. You might even choose to use a strap here. If you use a strap, place around the ball mount of the foot, not in the arch of the foot. Inhale, exhale, lengthening through the heel of the right foot. Inhale here, and exhale. We'll release the strap and bring both hands to the calf of the right leg. Inhale, and on your exhale, start to move the right foot across the body. We're looking to stretch the full of the outside of the right leg and stretching into that IT band. Inhale, come back to neutral, straighten the right leg, keeping the length there, pushing through the bottom of the foot, lower it all the way down to the floor. Let that right leg go and wiggle it out. We'll bring both knees to bend, both feet back to the mat, and then start to bring that left foot in, bringing it to a half happy baby here, playing with starting to straighten that left leg, either grabbing a hold of the left foot or maybe around the calf, or even opting to use the strap here. Remembering to breathe, pressing through the left heel, keeping that left foot active. Inhale, and on your exhale, start to bring the left foot across the body, stretching the IT band of the left leg. Inhale, let it come back to neutral. And you do have the option here to take this stretch with a strap. If you'd like to use a strap instead of grabbing the calf when you're stretching through that IT band, it can give you a little bit more control and you might be able to get a little deeper in the stretch. So when you're doing that, just make sure that you're keeping the foot and the leg active as you bring it across the body. We'll inhale and bring it back to neutral. And then extend through the heel, extend through the whole of the leg as you bring it back down to the mat and wiggle it out. And we'll take just a moment here again to neutralize the spine. And this time we'll be in a very brief Shavasana, tucking those shoulder blades under the back, letting the feet fall away. And bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest. And revisit that belly to chest breath. Breathing into the belly, into the chest, out of the chest, and out of the belly. And we'll start to get ready here to move into bridge. Bending both knees, bring the feet hips distance apart. And we'll slowly start to lift our hips up, squeezing the legs and the glutes all the way up, maybe tucking our shoulder blades under our shoulders. And then you have a few options for your hands here. You can leave them out by your sides. You might clasp your hands below your back. Or you may even grab a strap and use that to start working the shoulder blades toward one another under the back. Another element of this is once you get the lift in bridge, you can start to let your glutes go. We want to find a back bend, not in the lower back, but we want to move that back bend up toward the mid back. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Feeling free to come down when you're ready. On an exhale, lowering one vertebrae at a time, and coming back up on an inhale, and finding all of those different movements again. Wherever you are, take a moment to really feel yourself in this position. And on your next exhale, come back down, bringing the back to the floor, and start to rock up to a seat. We'll rock all the way up to a half boat, finding balance on the hips where the sit bones touch the ground, bringing the legs in front of us. The shins are either parallel to the floor, or maybe you have the strength to straighten the legs. Inhale, and on your exhale, come back down and bring the soles of the feet together again for bound angle or Baddha Konasana. Finding that grounding in each sit bone, letting the knees fall away from each other. Inhaling a long, strong back and exhaling to fold at the hips. Letting the back round once you've managed to get yourself deeply into the fold. Inhale here and exhale, coming back out. Using your hands on the outsides of your knees, bring the legs together, and we'll come back over into a tabletop. Taking a moment, if you're using a blanket, to maybe move it away at this point. We'll inhale for cow and exhale for cat. And take a few moments here to neutralize the spine with movement. Moving at the pace of your own breath. You can pick the knees up off the floor for a small hover and dip the right knee and the left knee for a little bit of an ab workout. When you're ready, inhale back to down dog. Exhale. Inhale. And we'll start to move again. Finding stillness in your down dog, take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, start to move forward to plank. Down to chaturanga, through up dog, and back to down dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, step it forward. For high lunge legs, we'll plant the left hand and ground that palm and those fingers into the mat. Inhale the spine long, making sure that the back thigh is active. Inhale, the right arm lengthens. Exhale, bringing the right arm to the ceiling for a twist. Inhale here and exhale. Bring both hands down to the mat on the inside of the right foot for a high lizard. You have more options here, of course. You can stay with your leg active, the back leg active, or you can drop that back knee. You can leave your arms straight, or you can bring them down, coming down to your elbows. You also have the option here to let the right knee fall open or to keep it toward the body. Take time here in lizard. It's a difficult posture. When you feel that tension, just breathe into it. We won't be here forever. And when you're ready, come back up with the arms straight, the leg lifted, and then we'll slowly step it back to plank. Take your vinyasa here or skip it. We'll meet back in down dog. Take a nice deep breath in down dog, lifting that left leg and stepping it forward. You know where we're going on this side. We're working toward that twist and then toward lizard. Plant the right palm on the floor, spreading the fingers wide. Inhale, the chest rises, the spine is straight, the left arm comes out straight, and then exhale to open into that twist. The right arm is planted, the left arm lifts. Breathing here. Inhale, and on your exhale, bring both hands to the inside of the left foot and find your version of lizard. And notice the difference between your two sides. It's possible that one hip is a lot more flexible than the other. Notice without judgment. You don't have to come as deep on one side as you did on the other side. You might find that you move too deep and then you need to come out a little bit, and that's okay. On your inhale, bring the palms back to the mat and start to come out of lizard. And this time we'll inhale and we'll exhale, stepping forward to forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy, maybe grasping the hands behind the legs. Maybe the knees are bent, maybe they're straight. Whatever's comfortable for you in this moment. Inhale to half lift. The palms come to the shins, the back is straight. Exhale fully, and on your next inhale, lift the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, the palms come to heart center. And we'll start to move into chair. Inhale, the arms lift overhead as we start to sit back. Take a deep exhale here, finding grounding, lifting through those fingertips, and then bring the hands together to heart center. Inhale the spine long, and on your exhale, hook the right elbow around the left knee for a standing chair twist. Inhale back to center, the hands come back to heart, and then we twist to the right, hooking the left elbow on the right knee. Inhale here, and exhale back to chair. Inhale, exhale to forward fold. Step or hop back to plank. You have the opportunity to take a vinyasa here or skip it. We'll meet in down dog. From down dog, let the knees fall to the mat, opening wide, moving into an open child's pose. Letting the chest come to the mat, the forehead rests. The arms are straight or the elbows are bent, the palms together. Take a few deep breaths here, taking any movements or any stillness you might need. Inhale, start to look up at the hands and walk back out of child's pose. Here's another opportunity to bring your blanket back. And in this moment, you can extend your blanket all the way out over your mat. As we move into Shavasana, you have time here to take a sip of water, to take any additional movements. Pause this recording if you have shoulder stand in your practice, or if I've missed something that your body is asking you for. Now is the time. We'll extend out into a few moments of Shavasana before stretching into our hips one last time. Once you're ready, we'll bend both knees, bringing the feet hips distance apart, setting up the same way as we would if we were moving to bridge. We'll cross the right ankle over the left knee and start to pick up that left knee toward the body, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the left thigh. The right hand comes between the legs, the left hand is on the outside of the left thigh. Inhaling here and maybe playing with making the left foot active. Exhale and go ahead and let both feet come down to the mat, and we'll cross the right leg over all the way. On your next inhale, start to bring both feet toward the body and grab the outer blades of each foot. This is a reclined cow face pose, stretching the hips. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, let both feet come back down, and we'll move to the other side. The left ankle on top of the right knee, the right foot is active, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the right thigh this time, and taking a moment to breathe into any tightness. Inhale, and on your exhale, let that right foot come back down to the mat, crossing the left leg all the way over, and picking the legs back up, reaching for the outer blades of each foot. Taking a moment here to notice where you might still be tight in your hips. Letting the spine release, the back of the neck releases. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and release the feet, bringing them back to the mat. Once you bring your feet back to the mat, you have the opportunity here to take Happy Baby. In Happy Baby, our knees are wide and our arms come inside of the knees, but our hands are on the outer blades of each foot. When you're here, we're pulling the feet toward the shoulders, but we're keeping the back long and straight over the ground. You can rock side to side here as well, just to loosen up the spine any amount. You might bring the soles of the feet together for a reclined bound angle or reclined Baddha Konasana for just a few more moments. Take any movements you need here. Our next posture will be Shavasana. Bring both legs straight now. Bring the arms straight. You can either have your palms facing up to the ceiling, or if your mind is still very busy, facing down to the floor to provide a little bit more grounding. Tuck both shoulder blades under the back and lengthen the back of the neck on the floor. Take a deep inhale here, and on your exhale, try to let go of any tension that the body may still be holding. Starting at the crown of the head, release the scalp down into the forehead. The eyes relax, falling into the eye sockets, down into the sinuses, flowing down into the ears. Let the jaw go slightly opening. The tongue falls away from the top of the mouth. And keep moving down the body, noticing any tension and releasing it as much as possible. The front and back of the neck, the tops of the shoulders, down the tops of the arms, the biceps, the inside of each elbow, the forearms, letting the wrist find space between all of the little bones. The palms let go into the fingertips. Taking a deep breath into the chest. And then on the exhale, relaxing the upper back, the mid back, and the lower back. Letting the belly hollow out. Each hip begins to fall a little wider, letting go of the right thigh and the left thigh, down the backs of the knees, the right calf and the left calf, and the ankles, finding space for all of those little bones. And do another quick body scan from top to bottom. If there are any tiny little pieces of tension, take a deep inhale, collecting them, and on your exhale, release each and every one of them out of the soles of your feet. Let the mind be light, paying attention to the breath without controlling it, noticing thoughts without attachment, and enjoy your Shavasana. Gently start to come back into the body, taking a deep breath into the belly, up into the chest, out of the chest and out of the belly, softly wiggling fingers and toes, moving wrists and ankles, and just taking a moment to fully come back into the body, fully aware of each and every muscle. And on an inhale, bring the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Just waking up any muscles that might still be relaxed in our Shavasana. Bring the knees to the chest and curl up into a tiny ball. And when you're ready, start to roll over onto your favorite side, cradling the head and the arm, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft. And take a moment here for gratitude. Gratitude for everything that your body does for you every single day. Gratitude to yourself for giving yourself the gift of a yoga practice. Gratitude to those in your life that are your champions, that help to support you and care for you. And those in your life that are your challengers, that help you to look at yourself with a discerning eye and to grow. And take one more moment for any gratitude that feels good in your life. And when you're ready, start to press up into an easy sit, with the eyes still closed or the gaze still soft. The legs are crossed, finding that grounding once more in each of the sit bones, stacking the vertebrae one over the other to the crown of the head. Taking soft and deep breaths. On your next inhale, start to bring the arms overhead. The palms come together at the top, and we exhale the palms down to heart center to seal our practice. Thank you for sharing your time and your practice with me. May you have a wonderful day. Namaste.